Hey guys, welcome to this week's episode of the Speaker Series. I am Brad Critchfield.
And my name is Ruben Austria. How are you today?
And today we have a awesome guest. I'm so excited you're here. Mr. Eddie Booz, welcome.
Thank
Welcome,
you, Brad.
Eddie.
I appreciate you. Thank you very much, Ruben. Thank you very much for having me, guys.
We have so much to talk about today. I don't know if we're going to get to everything, but we're going to try our damnedest. We have so many things to get through today. But, why don't you just let everybody know just a little bit about who Eddie Booz is and what you're up to?
Okay. Well, born and raised right here in Long Beach, California. Well, Lakewood, and
Yep.
Go Lakewood.
greater Lakewood area, I went to Lakewood High School, and I make movies for a living, and I also own a business that does after-school programming. We teach kids songwriting, theater, and film, and we have a program that runs about 8 weeks, and we take a group of kids, and it's sort of like being on a baseball team or a football team. They come a couple days a week. We teach them the fundamentals of music. We experience learning a bunch of songs. We let the kids experience music on a ground level, from a foundational level, and in those 8 weeks we actually write a song together. We learn a couple songs, and then they get to record the song that they wrote in a professional environment, and they get to take home a CD or a copy of the song that they wrote with them singing it and them playing instruments. And some of these kids that we've run with have never picked up an instrument before. So it's just like it's exposing them these kids to an environment and something that that they've never got the chance to experience.
That is so cool.
It's pretty unique. How did you come up with that concept?
It was I actually ran for about 10 years. I worked in after-school programming right here in Lakewood and Long Beach. I worked at John Muir Elementary School, and I worked at Patrick Henry and a bunch of other schools, and I worked for a bunch of nonprofit agencies in the area. Mm-hmm. And when I went in and worked with these kids on a daily basis for 3-4 hours a day, what I was doing, and it was just a part-time job at the time. What I was doing was it was like an hour of homework and a little bit of snack, and then it was like an hour of enrichment. And you could bring kind of whatever you wanted with the kids. You could play basketball, you could play whatever. And most of the people were doing exactly that. They were playing basketball, they were doing soccer or things that were readily available.
Right.
So I thought, well, hey, it'd be nice if I did something a little different. So I brought my guitar in. And I took my group of kids, and I said, hey, how would you guys like to do music, 2 days a week, Mondays and Wednesdays? They said, we love it, So I kind of developed this, I guess you can call it a curriculum, Mm-hmm. Now I call it a curriculum, which is what it's what it is. But then it was just an idea, And I got a bunch of kids, and I said, okay, let's learn a couple songs, And then it took it a step further and said, you know what, let's write a song, And then it took it a step further and said, you know what, I'm going to bring in all my recording stuff, and we're going to record this song. And you're going to take home the copy of this song. And then it dawned on me that I had something that was of actual value,
right?
That I had created something of, that I could give to more than just this one group of kids,
right?
You know what I mean? So
it kind of evolved.
It did evolve, and it's funny because about a year and a half later, a buddy of mine, my very first boss in educational programming, called me and said, hey, I want to start a business with you. Let's start an after-school program. And I said, perfect, I got the curriculum. And he goes, what? And I said, my music thing. And he goes, let's do it, man. So we started the business together, and unfortunately, he had to move to Washington within a year, so he ended up having to leave. So I kind of had to run the business myself. But we've had a lot of success. We ran with Long Beach Community Action Partnership our first year. We had multiple schools that we ran at all through Long Beach Unified School District. And we haven't been running as many programs as of recent, but we've also run programs with Long Beach Unified School District's summer programs, and we've done with the extended school year and with specifically special needs programming as well. So we've done that on a summerly basis every year for the last 3 years, and then funding for that, I believe, wasn't available this last summer. So
you're gearing up to do it again?
No, but like I just said, funding wasn't available last summer, so we weren't able to do it the last summer. But before that, we were doing it every summer.
Okay, so man, but you're ready to ramp that back
absolutely.
up, right?
In fact, what we've done, what I've done recently is I've gone ahead and researched, because it's hard to it's hard to find funding for a program like this, you know, and do you ask the parents to pay for it? You know, do you ask the schools to pay for it, the districts to pay for it? Everybody loves the program, but you know, so we found some success here and there. We've approached some nonprofit agencies that had specific grants that were for programs just like what we run, you know, and that's how we were able to run our first year. We were able to run consistently for our first year, you know, and then a lot of times there's companies and districts that put out a request for proposal. You know, they say we want programs right now. We have funding for programs. Send us your proposals. You know, and but that's not a very constant and consistent thing. You know, so I find myself trying to keep my employees, you know, working. So I find myself trying to go out and find all these funding avenues. Well, recently I found that it's easier to get. What I found is I was trying to get grants. I was trying to get federal grants, educational grants to run these programs and to make them readily available for kids and youth in our area for free of charge. You know, and that's what I've been trying to do. So I've recently found that it's very hard to do that as an LLC.
Right.
So I've recently formed a nonprofit organization called the Arts and Enrichment Academy. Okay. And it's going to have the same curriculum as the Big E Learning Academy, and they're going to be running parallel to each other, but they're going to be both have separate funding sources.
So we will put all the links after the podcast.
Absolutely.
But where can people find more information about that?
They can find more information at thebigelearningacademy.com. It explains more about our programs, who we are, what we have to offer.
Also on Facebook, right?
We are also on Facebook. You guys can like our page. Yeah, I would highly encourage you to go to our website. You can hear the songs that we've written with the kids right there. Go to our SoundCloud.
I saw a couple of them, man.
Yeah, you can
awesome.
see the videos too.
I think. You obviously are ready to ramp it up and like really grow this thing, right?
Absolutely.
But I think like just at the very beginning of it, that type of program, I mean, that speaks to me a lot, and just a lot of people that I know, like music for kids, not just going to music class, because you can very easily sit in the back of a music class and just kind of like, you know, goof around. Trust me, I was that kid.
Right.
But when you really learn an instrument and learn how to songwrite, it becomes an outlet that can help behavior in a kid.
Sure.
And it gives them a voice, because not every kid, you know, will talk about how they feel. But when I remember I was going through a real tough time when I was 16, and I learned how to play the guitar, and that did so much for me developmentally and just getting through really tough time. I wish every kid had that outlet, some type of musical expression. I don't care if it's painting, I don't care if whatever it is, some expression.
Absolutely.
But I think parents taking the initiative and putting their kids in a program where they don't get to just sit in the back. They're gonna learn something. They're gonna come out with some type of product, like the recorded song or something that they did. I think that's powerful, and it's unbelievably valuable for the kids, and the parents will see the value in their kids' behavior.
Sure, and two things about what you said. Right about what you said about development. Mm-hmm. If you go to our website, and on the very first page, on the home page, you'll see in the about, and I mean in our vision. Our vision is to holistically develop the whole child. Right. Okay, and for future endeavors, for them to take that and move forward in life. Go and check that on our website. You'll see that, in fact. And the second thing was exactly what you said about coming out with a finished product. Right. What we do is we do heavy enrichment, project-based learning. It's project-based, meaning every single program that we do is a project, is an 8-week project. So they get to take home a finished product. Something that they can say, you know what, I wrote that. Right. They can look back and say, you know what, maybe I became a school teacher, and I never had a real creative side. But you know what, when I was in high school, when I was in middle school, I wrote that song.
And what
I sang that song.
Confidence, right? A sense of accomplishment, all those things.
Totally, in a huge way.
Yeah.
In a huge way. I mean. I wish there were things like this when I was a kid. I mean, the only things like this that were there when I was a kid were really baseball and really sports and those kinds of networking and teamwork and activities. I didn't find that there were a lot of creative, enriching activities available as a 12-year-old, 13-year-old, as a 14-year-old. You know what I mean? So I found myself being involved so much in sports when I feel like it's amazing. I feel like sports is amazing. I love sports. You know, I've always done martial arts and baseball and, you know, every sport I could get my hands on all my life. But I didn't even see my first concert until I was 16 years old, and I thought for sure I'm gonna do this and play baseball my whole life, and I'm gonna play, I'm gonna be a martial artist. And then I saw my first concert, and I was just like, that's what I want to do with my life, and everything else just fell away.
So when did you start
playing?
Yeah, when did you start playing music?
Really?
16 years old.
I thought maybe like 6 weeks or something, because you're pretty awesome.
You're awesome.
I can't believe it. So 16 years old, and then that's when you started playing. Because I mean, we're both Lakewoodians.
Sure.
I remember hearing your name when I was the day I moved down here when I was like 14, 15 years old, and like everyone was like, dude, Eddie Booz is playing, and we heard you playing, because I think you had the. I don't want to butcher it, but I think it was Halftone.
Halftone,
the band I like heard a lot about, and then you just played everywhere. My brother played with you for a little bit, and then I got to play a show, and it was the first show I ever played, and we drove out to Temecula, and I remember just like I think we were doing like just covers,
right?
And then we did
some originals.
We did your Warren G Regulate.
We did a couple originals.
Man, talk about feeling cool
And get down like that, huh?
It was like a house party,
huh?
wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a house party, and I was the young guy there, and we played Regulate by Warren G, and I was just playing bass. It was like a few notes, right? Probably wasn't playing the right ones, as anybody who saw me at Circles knows that's what I do sometimes. But that was like the coolest experience. So it's almost like I was your first student before you ever did it.
That's
because
funny.
I was a younger kid, and like that built up so much confidence for me, and I ended up continuing music from that. And then ended up touring Europe, and like I love music now, just as an outlet.
Awesome, dude.
So
it works, basically.
Works. Look at me.
That's
Look
cool.
at me.
It's funny. We actually had like we had like a little bit of that like rock star experience. So we like shared like a hotel room that night.
Yeah,
like all four of us like packed our equipment and everything into the hotel room. Nobody wanted to leave their stuff like in the car. So all the drummer was like, I'm bringing my stuff in, and everybody was like, well, I'm bringing my stuff in, and it was like four of us in one hotel room with like all of our equipment. Yeah. Like it was awesome, man. It was
good memories.
Yeah, absolutely.
So now we have a lot to do with Big E Learning Academy, and I just love the fact that you're here in the chamber with us, because I see that program growing so much, and you're around so many people that are so supportive and able to facilitate that growth too.
I appreciate you guys having me here. Why did
you join?
Yeah, what are your hopes for joining or being part of it?
It's funny. I see Brad because I've been friends with Brad for so long. And I've seen him on social media, and I see him totally enjoying life. But I see what I also have been seeing is a lot of growth with and through the Lakewood Chamber of Commerce, and I started seeing just a real positive output from Brad about everything that had to do with the Lakewood Chamber, and every time he was with you guys, it was I'm with these awesome people today at a barbecue. I'm with these awesome people today at the Dodger game. Oh, we're going to this meeting. Oh, we're going to this meeting, and I'm gonna be on the board of this. Helping out the community in this way, and I'm gonna be helping out the community in this way. And it seemed like you were all like building each other up. And you were all like creating like a foundation for each other to move forward and better each other's businesses. And you know what? And it literally made me overwhelmed with the feeling that I need to be a part of that. I need to be a part of that community, And I called Brad. I said, hey Brad, I see what you're doing with the chamber. How do I get involved? How do I become a part of this right now? Because I need this.
That's great.
I see the potential for growth. With what I'm doing, I know I'm focused, but I see what you're doing, and I could see that being a part of this chamber was going to be extremely valuable for me, and extremely valuable for my businesses. And not only that, but once I got in and started really putting myself into the chamber and really going to the meetings and really coming in and putting myself here with you guys, I realized that this is where I belong.
That's right.
I'm a business
awesome.
owner. I'm somebody who wants to succeed, and I'm ambitious with the things that I have and I want to do in life. And I remember sitting with Josh and Allison. Josh is the chamber president, and his wife Allison at Suravella's one night. And I remember having a conversation with them not long after Brad introduced me to everybody. And thank you so much again. And I'm sitting there with Josh and Allison, and I'm laughing. And they're telling me about their business, and I'm telling them about mine. And I'm sitting there and just like had this huge smile on my face, and I'm laughing. And I felt to myself, this is where I feel I'm home now. I feel like I'm starting networking with the people that like-minded individuals, like-hearted individuals, people who care about each other in the community, want succession as a whole and on a communal level instead of just instead of just on a competitive level. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Well, I
essentially,
think there's so much just integration with the businesses.
Totally.
And, I mean, when you're talking to Allison from Allison Tutoring, and
Absolutely.
she's working with kids. I work with families in Lakewood and like health and like everything that we're doing. It just fits together so perfectly.
Absolutely.
Because it's all about the community. It's all about helping people and giving them, offering them something valuable, and saying, we're a trusted source to help you out with this.
Sure.
And that's why I cannot wait to see what you're able to create and how I can help grow that program, because I believe I'm bought in.
Awesome, bro.
And I think a lot of people will be too. As soon as we get everybody to know about this.
Sure.
Right.
Well, go to the website. Check out some of the songs, listen to some of the stuff we got, and also at the same time, that I want you to guys to know as well. I also am a musician. For a living, I have albums for sale all over Amazon, Rhapsody, Shazam, Spotify.
Awesome.
Wherever you can buy your music, you can find my stuff.
Dude, and I get excited when you post a new Instagram video because I'm wondering what you're going to be playing. Man, you've been putting out some really good ones.
So I do a lot of covers as well, but I do have a lot of original albums for sale online everywhere, and and I also write music for film and television as well. I've produced some films that have been on Netflix and Redbox, and I've done music for films that have been on BET and television. You can see all over the place. So if you guys check out my IMDb or my boostproductions.com as well, that's my other business, my film and television company, Boost Productions. So if you guys go check that out, you guys can see what films I produce, what films I'm currently a part of, what television shows I'm currently a part of. I'm currently doing a lot of writing and a lot of producing, a lot of composing for film and television. I did the music for a film that's on Amazon Prime right now called Dirty. Really good, a really great film by a really great director by the name of Dan Ringy.
I really,
you can watch it. You can watch it. Yeah, you can watch it on Amazon Prime right now. If you got Amazon Prime, and for that movie,
look that up.
Yeah, for that movie, I actually did a.
Dan's been doing a lot too.
Yeah, we need to get him in here too. But one last little thing, I actually did a cover of a Cher song for that movie because her son was in the movie, Chaz Bono.
That's right.
And so I was leaving the premiere of this film, and Dan, the director, comes up behind me, taps me on the shoulder, he goes, "Hey, Cher wants to meet you." I said, so these are words you think you never think you'll hear in your life. Cher wants to meet you. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, okay. So I walked back down and introduced myself, and she was just amazing, just a doll. She was, as nice as any celebrity could ever possibly be. She complimented me on the song. I complimented her on her. Yes. You know what I mean? I'm being her. You know what I mean? And told her and told Chaz how great I thought he did in the movie and everything, and we had a nice little exchange, But that was a nice little highlight. But yeah, go check my movies out. Come, I play Sorovello's every Wednesday at 7. I'm at Tantalum down there on 2nd and PCH all the time. I'm at Panama Joe's on some Sundays. So just look at my Instagram.
When is the Tantalum?
Tantalum, I'm there.
My wife loves that place.
One Friday, one Saturday, one Sunday every month, and
okay.
And then I'm at Panama Joe's some Sundays and stuff. But if you guys check my Instagram and my YouTube page, actually subscribe to my YouTube. I do all kinds of videos on my YouTube page with all kinds of different artists from Long Beach. I'm gonna have this guy doing some videos with me real soon on my YouTube page. So, subscribe anyway. Check out all my stuff. Please do, guys.
Lakewood music video. We'll have Ruben will drop a rap. You'll direct, produce, and we'll make a really cool song.
Yeah, why not?
We'll have a drone flying over Delama Boulevard. We're just walking down the street rapping.
Right.
Or not, whatever. It's a bad idea.
Eddie, we're really looking forward. We're really looking forward to your participation in the chamber. I want to thank you for everything that you do.
Appreciate you.
One last thing we want to mention is that on June 20th we have our speaker series featuring Sean Day. So hopefully you make it out.
Very cool.
It's gonna be a great day.
All right, guys, that's all the time we have today for this week's speaker series. Again, I want to thank Mr. Eddie Booz for coming out and sharing everything that you do.
Thanks for having
us.
me.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Eddie. You have a lot to contribute, and we're
appreciate
really
you guys. I'm really looking forward to continuing with the Lakewood Chamber every single day. You guys, I'm proud to be a member.
Awesome.
Big things coming ahead, guys. Again, thank you so much. I'm Brad Critchfield of the Sweatshop Gym.
I'm Ruben Austria from Farmers Insurance.
We'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Hi, my name is Eddie Booz, you guys. Thanks for watching today. Check out the link below, thebigelearningacademy.com, a heavy enrichment project-based learning company. We take kids, we teach them how to write songs, we record them with them, and the kids get to take home projects of their own. Thanks a lot, and see you guys later.